Game Day Morning presented by Lowe's, hour number 3 here on the show. And really? Santa Mooch has visited, in case you missed it. My new favorite T-shirt, Santa Mooch gave to Michael Irvin, which is you,
right here,
the crying Michael.
I think you should wear it, Mike.
Yeah, that's a good T-shirt.
My
man.
Houdini magic set.
It's good.
To set up a little bit like Michael Jordan crying emoji.
There we go. Also, by the way, to set up this conversation, I received a text from one Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
Who said he texted you, oh, yeah, I'm watching. Don't get shy now, Mr. Leprechaun.
Oh. Yeah.
Hey.
So I told him I would bring that to the people.
You better make that phone call when he sees the Cowboys winning. He only calls me when they're losing. He only hits me, man. My phone never rings when they're winning. I just want him to know. I'm waiting on that call today.
Game on the line. Game on the line
Game
today.
on the line.
The quarterback you trust the most would be Kurt which?
I'm going with Dak. I mean, we saw the numbers there. Dak throughout his career has been really good in the moment when they need it. Look at the weapons around him. You know, we keep talking about it with Carson Wentz. I mean, in every facet I say Dak has the advantage. Now, Carson Wentz has been good in the moment this year. We've seen it the last couple weeks. So maybe if it's close, maybe you lean that direction. But I just see too much in Dak's favor that I'm giving the advantage to Dak.
Yeah, and I say Dak also. You know what I find very interesting here as we talk about Carson Wentz the last couple weeks have had game-winning drives. Back-to-back game-winning drives the last couple weeks. Perfect. Did not throw any incompletions in those game-winning drives.
That throw to Ward was a beautiful try. He dropped that in beautifully.
Beautiful.
Right.
He really is. And then he has 3 this season. But he has 5 total. When you say game on the line, my mind goes to, hey, I need that last drive. Dak Prescott has 14 in his career right now. What's that mean?
0 this year.
0 this year. That's why I say in his career.
I was bringing it to the people.
All right,
I'm just completing the story.
I don't need you to help me with my numbers.
Completing the story.
I don't need you to help me with my numbers. He has 14. I'm taking Dak with game on the line because of that 14. Okay.
I'm going to take Dak with a caveat. You know what a caveat is?
No, what's that?
Not a cavity, a caveat, all right? Because Dak, he's playing, he's got the index finger fractured, he's got the shoulder, he's got some injuries, right? He's got to toughen it up and play hurt, all right? But he's got all his weapons, Rich. You got all your weapons right here, right? You feel good, you feel whole. The other guy, Carson Wentz, I'm going to tip my hat to that guy. Hasn't been the greatest of seasons for him, but the last couple of weeks, he's playing with guys that were running plays off the cards for the first couple months of this season. And you know what? He's come from behind to win, found a way to win, found a way to be productive some way, somehow. Yeah, you got Zach Ertz, he's a great player. But Carson Wentz has really proven a lot to me. But you're talking about game online today.
Yes.
Well, I'm going with the guy with all the weapons that are ready to go, you know, Dak here.
So it's Dak across the board. You know, and I go with whatever weapons are at my disposal, too. Just like some other old over-the-hill Michigan guy, right, Mike?
Listen, I just said, you see how he's straightened up and things are straightening up. All because of the quarterback straightening up. I knew it
By the
was
way,
in him.
if you missed our Patriots discussion an hour or two, please seek it out.
Good job.
One, that's the Ravens' all-time single-season touchdown pass mark weeks ago, when everyone was wondering or believing, most people, that it was a flash-in-the-pan half season for Lamar Jackson last year, with the Los Angeles Chargers absolutely unmasking this offense and the quarterback. Now Lamar Jackson is the de facto MVP of this league, and we know that they're a 1 seed. What is the biggest concern for this team, Steve, entering the postseason for Baltimore and Lamar?
Familiarity, all right? So defensive coordinators are tough guys, but they're also smart guys, all right? And if you have played them, whether you beat them or not, the second time around, you're a little bit better prepared to practice against this stuff, to defend this stuff, put guys on the dive, on the quarterback, on the pitch, on all this pass stuff down the field. And you know what? Just like the Browns lost last year and then beat them the first time around this year. You know what? The Los Angeles Chargers, they lost to them and then they beat them in the playoffs because of familiarity. And all these teams that they beat, whether it's Kansas City or Houston, or New England or Pittsburgh, to defend this second time around. They're not going to just keep winning every single game. Defenses will figure it out, slow them down, and have much closer games.
And you could see all the teams that are up there on that board, they've played already.
Yeah.
So if they see him again, who knows, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it's very hard. It's going to be very hard for any team to stop what they do. They're really good at it. They've got the weapons, and
really
obviously Lamar Jackson is so good at what he does, and he's different in that regard. I've been talking about it for a long time, is I believe the way you beat this Ravens or you give them problems is you have to change the way that they play. And you go back and look, since Lamar Jackson has taken over, when they lead at halftime, they're 18-0. When they're down at halftime, they're 0-4. You know, when they're ahead or trailing, or when they're ahead or even in a game, they run the ball 57% of the time, and they pass it 43%. When they fall behind, they pass it 57% of the time and run it 43%. So to me, you get up on them. You get up on them early. They're at the half. You force them to change the way that they play and force Lamar to become an every down, drop back passer, not off of the play action, not off of the run game, and see if he can beat you that way. Now, he's been impressive in a lot of ways. I just don't know against good teams that can score points. Can he keep up with them swing for swing with his right arm if you jump up on him?
And you guys covered two great areas. Now, the third area would be, honestly, Lamar getting hurt. I mean, I was there Thursday night, and I was amazed, man, when you see this dude in real life, how fast he is. And then he went out, and RG3 came in. And I remember RG3 as he's a track guy. He's fast. He looked like a snail compared to what was in the game prior to him. And I thought, oh, my God, I thought RG3 can run this offense and they'll be okay. No. This kid is different. You got to keep him healthy. You have to keep him on the field because everything changes when he leaves the field. Similar skill set, but not quite as dynamic, RG3.
That's why, again, one win in Cleveland today does give them the opportunity to sit him next week in Week 17 against Pittsburgh. Freddie Kitchens and the Cleveland Browns, however, might have a different idea. They've got to win football games. They want to finish 500. Kim Jones is with the coach.
The Ravens, you beat them. What do you expect today when you think about facing Lamar Jackson and obviously Baltimore?
Well, of course, Lamar's playing some of the best football in the league, and he's very, very talented and playing very well. So we've got a work cut out for us.
Week 16 in a year that hasn't gone the Browns' way for the most part. What do you want the approach to be? How will you approach today?
Well, the same way we approach every week is to try to do our job. Everybody needs to do their job and be efficient and execute and go out to win each and every play.
Merry Christmas, Freddie.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Kim.
Thank you.
Big game for the Browns. Meanwhile, there's Le'Veon Bell. He's wearing Steeler cup. Is that?
It
is
is.
this a page out of your book?
Wait a minute. Wait,
Did he have it? Did he have it FedExed overnight in time, just like you for your suit?
Absolutely.
Tom Pelissero, get on that. Get on that, Tom.
Rich, Le'Veon Bell said he expects to see a lot of Steelers colors in the stands at MetLife Stadium, too. And based on what I'm seeing up here so far, he's absolutely right. Bell did say he would be happy to sign a number 26 jerseys he sees coming out here for warm-ups today. There's also some Juju Smith-Schuster jerseys out here. Good news for those folks. Juju says his knee does not feel 100%, but he is expected to be active and play in some capacity today. This could be the first time since October that the Steelers have Juju and running back James Conner together for a full game. Good news for young quarterback Devlin Hodges, threw 4 interceptions in last week's loss to Buffalo, Rich, and could be on a short leash today.
Yeah, Greg Williams will go duck hunting today, no doubt. How do the Steelers avoid the upset?
You know, when you travel, you pack your defense, okay? And the Steelers, since Minka Fitzpatrick's been there, they probably have the best defense in the league. And I love the Devin Bush kid. 92 tackles. He leads the rookies. T.J. Watt sacking everybody. And Minka with the interceptions. They sack teams. They take it away. This defense is awesome.
Yeah, because they're not great on offense. And you go and look at the Jets. When the Jets score 24 points or more, they're 5-0. When they're under 24, they're 0-9. Pack the defense, keep them under 24 points. I believe Pittsburgh can win.
And how do they score those points? They usually get the short field with turnovers. Their offense isn't the greatest in the world. All Pittsburgh has to do is not turn the ball over and let that defense do what it does. They will avoid this upset.
Okay, so Jets-Steelers, a pretty darn big game. Obviously, the Jets want to win out, too, and the Steelers want to stay the 6th seed. Ian Rappaport now joining us right now. The firing of Tom Coughlin with 2 weeks to go. What does that mean for the Jaguars organization outside of Tom?
Rich, my understanding is there is a good chance that this is really the only seismic move that the Jacksonville Jaguars organization and owner Shad Khan make this offseason. The reason why is because Coughlin was such a damaging influence on this organization and on the locker room in particular. From what I understand, Marrone had to constantly put out fires with players frustrated over the Coughlin fines, and obviously we've heard by now that a lot of those were overturned by the NFLPA, that some part of this organization, owner Shad Khan, wants to see how Marrone and general manager Dave Caldwell function without having to worry about this. That's why, based on my understanding, if things go well, the last couple games, if this team continues to play for Marrone as they did last week, there's a good chance that both Caldwell, who's drafted well in recent years, and Marrone are back for 2020. And don't be surprised if Tony Khan, the son of Shad Khan, has an increased role in the organization next year.
Thanks very much, Ian Rappaport, with the latest right there. Hey, they're getting their juju back today. Seed potentially. They do finish up the season against the Titans at home. The Chiefs have that big Sunday night game tonight. Every division in the AFC has been clinched. And then the nightcap of the triple header. Jared Goff and the Rams offense came out smoking. They put up 3 touchdowns, and then this grab by Cooper Kupp put the Rams up in this game that came down to one big defensive gaffe. On 3rd and 16, Rams could have gotten the ball back, maybe had Greg the Leg kick a field goal. Instead, a wide open Emmanuel Sanders sets up Robbie Gould as Jalen Ramsey letting his rookie Taylor Rapp know that he perhaps needed to be glued a little bit better to Emmanuel Sanders, and that's the way Robbie Gould put the Niners for the moment back in the 1 seed and eliminated Sean McVay and the Rams. We will have a new NFC champion. If the Seahawks beat the Cardinals later on in the day, the Seahawks become the 1 seed again. These two teams face each other, Niners at Seahawks, in week number 17. That does, in fact, have the aroma of game 256 on NBC. Let's check out how things are going to be going for the Saints and the Titans right now in Nashville, Tennessee. Tiffany Blackman, take it away.
Rich, this Titans defense is 25th when it comes to defending the pass. They're missing their top 2 corners, and they got a whole lot to worry about today with this Saints explosive offense. Yes, Michael Thomas has been Drew Brees' top target, but whether he's catching the ball or not, his presence alone is enough to impact the game. When I spoke with tight end Jarrett Cook, he told me the attention that Thomas commands helps us all, and he went on to say, so not only does that help us core receivers expose our individual matchups, but it also allows us to help Mike get open on certain route combinations and help him create a little space. And speaking of space,